the Ottomans saved hundreds of thousands of Armenians from the menace of war. As a matter of fact, while Armenians resettled in new regions continued to live in safety, those choosing to fight against the Turks alongside the Russian troops died in the battlefields. Following the Lausanne Treaty, the Armenian issue ceased to exist. However, the Armenians of diaspora, clinging firmly to their allegations, unleashed a series of terrorist attacks on Turkish diplomatic missions abroad as of 1970. All these attacks were masterminded by the Armenian Secret Army for the Liberation of Armenia, for short, Asala. Under a mask of independence, Asala carried out ruthless and dastardly attacks. Psychologically and logistically supported by the Hinchaks, Asala engaged in acts of terror against Turkish diplomats, representation offices, and other organizations. These armed assaults rapidly escalated in a short period of time. Armenians who had assured bases for their activities in both Europe and the East, Syria and Lebanon in particular, continued their acts of terror in collaboration with Greeks and Greek Cypriots. As a result of the worldwide repercussion of the armed attacks on Turkish diplomats, Armenian terror organizations changed tactics in 1980s and began this time to collaborate with the separatist terror organization, the PKK, and later abandoned the scene to this organization. Having proclaimed the period between April the 21st and 28, 1980 as the Red Week, the PKK started organizing meetings to commemorate April the 24th as the so-called Armenian Genocide Day. At a joint press conference held in the Lebanese city of Sidon, the two terror organizations made public a joint declaration. When this initiative aroused reaction, the PKK and Asala decided to maintain secret ties in their illegal activities. In fact, these two organizations assumed responsibility for the bomb attacks perpetrated on November the 9th of the same year on the Turkish Consulate General in Strasbourg and on November the 19th on the Turkish Airlines offices in Rome. Honorary membership of the Association of Armenian Writers was conferred upon separatist terrorist leader Abdullah Öcalan for his contributions to the idea of a Greater Armenia. The main targets of Armenian terror organizations, Asala in particular, were now being chosen from among Turkish diplomats abroad. The first of the series of terrorist attacks was carried out against Mehmet Baydar, the Turkish Consul General in Los Angeles, and his deputy, Bahadır Demir. The assassinations were perpetrated by an Armenian by the name of Gürgen Yanikan in 1973. This individual action turned into organized Armenian terror as of 1975 and further escalated as of 1979. 110 acts of terror were carried out by Armenian terrorists in 38 cities of 21 countries. 39 of these were armed attacks, 70 of them bomb attacks, and one was an occupation. 42 Turkish diplomats and 4 foreign nationals were assassinated in these attacks, while 15 Turks and 66 foreign nationals were wounded. Armenians who are striving to bring their demands for indemnities and land concessions from Turkey on the global agenda through concocted scenarios claim that the Turks practiced genocide on 1.5 million Armenians during relocation, that the Ottoman state had evaded an investigation, that researchers had no access to the Ottoman archives, that telegrams were found in which the Interior Minister of the time, Talat Pasha, was ordering the practice of genocide, and that the Sèvres Treaty was still in force. It is within the framework of these allegations that the Armenians commemorate April the 24th as the so-called Genocide Day. Turkish and foreign scholars conducting research on the issue have brought to daylight documents contradicting Armenian allegations. One thing should be clearly understood, that no massacre or genocide was carried out on April 24th, 1915, as alleged by the Armenians. This is merely the date on which 2,345 members of Armenian committees were arrested and committees banned by reason of their instigating the Armenian population against the Turks, with whom they had coexisted peacefully for centuries in all corners of Anatolia. This is all there is to that date and nothing more. As for the telegrams alleged to have been penned by the then Interior Minister Talat Pasha issuing orders to carry out genocide, this claim was put forth in a book written by Aram Andonyan on the Memoirs of Naim Bey, Turkish official documents related to deportation and massacre of Armenians, published in London in 1920. These telegrams, which the author of the book tried to attribute to Talat Pasha, are nothing but forged documents aimed at creating a scapegoat to support their allegations. Two scholars, Shinasi Orel and Süreyya Yüce, who examined these documents, came up with concrete evidence totally excluding their authenticity. In short, infamous Talat Pasha telegrams are nothing but lies fabricated by Andonyan and his entourage. On the other hand, the Armenians insist on the validity of the Sèvres Treaty and claim that lands mentioned in this treaty be restituted to them. But with the Gümrük Agreement signed on December 3rd, 1920, the Armenians had accepted the Sèvres Treaty to be null and void and had officially withdrawn their claims on lands. The Lausanne Treaties signed on July 24th, 1923, replacing the Sèvres Treaty, made no reference to the Armenians. That the Ottomans evaded an investigation is also out of the question. Let alone evading an investigation, the Ottoman state, on March 26, 1919, addressed notes to Spain, Switzerland, Denmark, Sweden, and Norway, who were not sides in World War I, stipulating that 2 jurists from each country be appointed for this purpose, but this initiative failed as a result of the intervention by Britain. The Ottomans took other initiatives, and telegrams were sent to the Entente powers and to Admiral Bristol on March 7th, 1920, urging that the issue be probed into and that facts be determined in order to enlighten both Turkish and world public opinions. This same text also appeared as an open call in all newspapers of the time. All documents rendering invalid the allegations put forth by the Armenians can be found in the Ottoman archives, which have been open to the use of researchers as of 1925. From that date onward, a total of 3,817 scholars examined these archives, and the breakdown, according to countries, is as follows: 605 from the United States, 203 from Japan, 168 from Germany, 150 from France, 98 from Saudi Arabia, 84 from Iran, 74 from Britain, 70 from Israel, 63 from Libya, 58 from Hungary, 52 from Argentina, 47 each from Bulgaria and Egypt, 39 from the Netherlands, 36 from Romania, 35 each from Algeria and Tunisia, and finally 28 from Canada.